Guys, so today I'm here to talk to you about love languages. And I figured what better time than at the end of a week of love, with Valentine's Day being this week and stuff, than to talk about it today. So we're going to finish this week off strong on the subject of love languages. I believe that this is something that should be taught in schools, because it is very, very important. This is the one thing that we do from the time we're born, throughout our entire lives, is have relationships. Nobody ever goes through life completely alone from beginning to end. That's not how it's meant to be. We're meant to have relationships to help guide us through life, starting off with our relationships with our parents, and then leading on into friends and romantic relationships and all kinds of stuff like that. And also the relationship with yourself. The 5 love languages really helps you to understand how you love and how you need to be loved. And so that applies to your most important relationship also, which is your relationship with yourself. If you can understand how to best love yourself, and how to best love others, and how they need to be loved, and teach them how you need to be loved, having healthy relationships, if we were taught how to do that, I do believe it from the very beginning that it would save a whole lot of problems that we experience nowadays in this world, regarding relationships, which is a big part of our lives. So like I said, I believe that this kind of stuff should be taught at the very beginning in school. I'm a big fan of proactive solutions. So getting out ahead of a situation and being proactive about it, rather than waiting until there's a problem, and then trying to fix the problem. That's usually a much harder way of going about things. The love languages, understanding them is huge. It's huge in regards to self-discovery, and so basically what it is there's 5 different love languages, okay? And we all speak a different love language. So the 5 love languages are acts of service. So doing things for someone, is it mowing the lawn, doing some laundry, or washing the dishes. I mean, it's not just stuff like that, but it's just doing an act for someone, an act of kindness. Okay, that's acts of service. So that's the first love language. Then you've got words of affirmation, which are just kind words, encouraging words. So building somebody up verbally and complimenting them, compliments and stuff like that. That's words of affirmation. Okay, and then your third one is physical touch. And I know a lot of you guys are thinking, oh, that's my love language. No, physical touch is not sexual. It is just about just using physical touch to show love. So my love language is physical touch, one of them. And I give lots of hugs. I give lots of high fives. That's how I show that I love someone. And then the 4th one is presents, so gifts and stuff like that. And I know you're thinking everybody probably loves presents. Obviously, I don't know anybody who doesn't like to receive a present. But when it's your love language, it is something that just really lights up your life, and you just really cherish a gift. It just resonates much deeper, meaningfully with you than it would to the average person. So that's number 4. And number 5 is, what is number 5? Words of affirmation, acts of service. Oh, duh, it's quality time, which is my other love language. So quality time is not just spending time with someone, but quality time is undivided attention. So it's eye contact, and it's putting everything aside. So not having multitasking or anything like that. It is undivided attention. And what it says is, you are important enough to me for me to set everything aside right now and make time for you. And so that's quality time. Okay. So those are the 5 love languages: acts of service, quality time, words of affirmation. Oh, I don't know why I can't remember these. Oh, presence and physical touch. Yeah, I think I said them all right. Okay, anyway, those are the 5 love languages. So one of the greatest things you could ever do is figure out your love language and the love language of your spouse, and the love language of your children. I'll let you know that, from my personal experience, the story I'll share with you is my son, Aiden, who those that know me know that that's my pride and joy. That's my angel. And I love him so much. And the most important thing to me in life is to be a good mother. And one thing that I've always tried to accomplish is just to love him the best way that I can possibly love him. And, for a long time, there was an emptiness inside of him. And I was trying everything that I could do to be a good mom and to just make him feel loved. And I couldn't figure out for the life of me, what am I doing wrong? Why is there this emptiness inside this special little boy? And so I came across this love languages concept. Sheesh, what is wrong today? Love languages concept. And I figured out that his love language is quality time. And when I came to understand what quality time means, that it means undivided attention, not multitasking and stuff, I started understanding where that emptiness may be coming from, because I was a single mom and I had a lot to do, a lot of things to accomplish. And so I would be washing dishes and trying to talk at the same time, or if he was speaking to me and I was doing something else, trying to get some laundry done or something, I was trying to do other things while still interacting with him. But what I didn't understand is that that's not undivided attention. So that's not letting him know, hey, you're important enough to me for me to put all this stuff aside and just make times especially for you. And once I started doing that, once I vowed to just let the time with him be the time with him, and I'll do all the other stuff whenever he's not around or he's in school or whatever, then I started seeing such a change in him that he just lit up. And it was the missing puzzle piece. It was the quality time that he really needed. And so if you have a job or something, that's a full-time job. I mean, being a parent could be very demanding on time. So if you have a job that doesn't allow for you to obviously do things, or you have a schedule that doesn't allow for you to have days where you don't have your child, or where you can set aside time, even if you just set aside 15 minutes first. So say you come home from work, you pick up your child, and you set aside first thing 15 minutes just to spend time with them, just to sit down, ask them, what do you want to do? And sit down with them and do that, whatever it is that they want to do, and give them your undivided attention for 15 minutes. They will be content. Their love tank will be full, and then you can go do whatever it is you need to do. Cook dinner, do laundry, dishes, whatever it is that you need to do. They will be content because you put them first and you fill their love tank, and they have received their quality time that they needed for today to feel completely loved and happy. So that was my main experience that led me to understand the concept of the love languages and how powerful they can be, because if you're anything like me as a parent, I mean, that was the most meaningful thing to me, to be able to find a way to love my son the way that he needs me to love him, to feel completely loved. So it meant the world to me. So that's when I really started researching and coming to understand that it's just such an important concept in every relationship. So, well, we've covered quality time pretty extensively. So that's quality time. So finding out your love language is it's a fun process. You can make it a fun process about self-discovery and um, learning about yourself and rebuilding a relationship with yourself. So it's really fun um, to find someone's love language or to find your own language. One telling way of what that love language is how they love you or what is really meaningful to you. So if you think, okay, between, say, words of affirmation and quality time. So would it mean more to be more meaningful to you to have someone set aside time to just spend with you, say a quiet evening at home alone watching a movie? Or would it mean more to you for them to give you a compliment, tell you that you're beautiful? Obviously both things would be nice, but one of those things really, really speaks to you, and if you don't receive it, you feel unloved. And it's something, it's not a want, it is a need. So you cannot live without it. Okay? If you don't receive it, then you don't feel fulfilled, love wise. So that's a way that you can figure out what your love language is. One way that I figured out what Aiden's was is he would ask me, Mom, can you come do this with me, or can we do this together, and or can we spend time together, or can you watch me do this? A lot of little requests like that let me know he's asking for my time. He wants me to come spend quality time with him. And so that's how I come to understand what his was. Now, we can have a primary love language, which is the main love language, okay, that you speak. And then we can have a secondary love language also, which complements that primary love language. So there can be two that are very meaningful for you, okay? And listen, we can speak all five. It's not that we can't. It's just one or two really resonate with us, and we really need those in our lives to feel loved. Okay, so on the other hand, if your love language is whatever your love language is, if it's spoken negatively, then it can have very traumatic effects on you. So, what's an example? Okay, so say that somebody's love language is physical touch, okay, and they experience a violent relationship of some sort. That's very a physically violent an abusive relationship. That's the opposite of their love language, and so that's very traumatic for them. So first step is to figure out what your love language is. And one way to do that is to see, what do you really enjoy doing for people? What do you find yourself doing for those that you love? Do you find yourself wanting to do acts of service, so helping them in some way, helping them with their home, or helping them, cooking them a meal, or bringing them something, any kind of act of service, then that's probably your love language. Or if you like to give gifts, if you buy people presents all the time, if that's how you show them you love them, then maybe that's your love language. Or if you're constantly complimenting people, maybe that's your love language. Or if you're a hugger, high fiver, physical touch, that could be your love language. Or if spending time with people is a way that you show them that you love them, then that could be your quality time, could be your love language. Okay, so now it's very beneficial to understand this stuff so that you can love yourself the best, because if your love language is quality time, loving yourself is really, really, really important, and knowing how to love yourself the best way is equally as important. So if your love language, for example, is quality time, then maybe going for a walk in nature with yourself, or allowing yourself some time to read, or watching a movie, doing nice things for yourself that consist of quality time with yourself, that will fill your love tank with self-love. So that's very important. Or if it's presents, if it's gifts, then buying yourself regularly something nice, treating yourself to a gift, that's a way then that you could love yourself. And it'd be very, very effective and meaningful. So learning that about yourself, it's all about self-discovery, is a really beautiful, beautiful thing. Not only that, but being able to have healthy relationships with other people is very, very important, and it's so beneficial. It makes life so much easier. Um, being able to communicate how you need to be loved to someone and helping them love you is very, very important. Now, when it comes to two people in a relationship, whatever relationship that may be, parent, child, a romantic relationship, a friendship, whatever, if you can figure this out about each other within your relationship, which love languages you speak, then you guys can, coexist much, much easier and love each other and be to each other what you guys need from each other. On the other aspect of that is, if you don't know what each other's love language is, then you could both be loving each other very, very much, and never feel loved because you're speaking two different languages. So, for example, if a person's love language is acts of service, okay, so they like doing things for you. Say a husband's love language is act of service, okay? So he's mowing the lawn all the time, and he's doing the dishes, and he's cooking you dinner, and or he's out working, and he's just doing all this kind of stuff. And say the wife's language is quality time. So her way of being loved or feeling loved is for the husband to spend time with her, to make time to spend with her. So she just wants to spend time with him. She just wants to sit down together as a family and watch a movie, or just be present. And so while she's wanting to love him by spending quality time with him, he's wanting to love her by performing acts of service. And those two love languages don't, when you don't know them about each other, they don't coincide, because acts of service takes your time away from that person that needs your time, whose love language is quality time. Okay, so a lot of times what you have is couples who love each other very, very much and are showing that love to each other, but it's just in very different ways. So how that would translate to the wife, if the husband's love language is acts of service, how that would translate to the wife is, you don't love us, or you don't love me enough to spend time with me. You'd rather be doing anything else other than being with me. And so she would feel very, very unloved in that situation. And how it would translate to him is, you don't appreciate anything that I do. I'm trying to love you, but you feel unloved. I don't even know what to do anymore. So it leads to very big conflicts and misunderstandings that could be easily resolved if you understood this concept. So in that kind of a scenario, if the couple learns each other's love languages, they can learn to the same way that you can learn to speak any kind of a language, they can learn to speak each other's love language. So what I suggest doing is making a list of 5 things that would speak your love language to you, that your partner can do. So say for quality time, the wife would write down 5 things. For example, watch a movie, go on a date night, just go for a walk in the park, or just 5 examples of quality time that the husband can choose from to spend and show his love through to her. And then he would do the same thing. So since his is acts of service, he can write down 5 acts of service that he would enjoy receiving and that would make him feel loved. So if it's, you know, doing the dishes or giving him a massage or uh, breakfast in bed or any kind of act of service that would make him feel loved, he can write that down. So that way the couple has a list, both partners have a list of things that they can do for the other partner to make them feel loved that they can choose from. So it's not saying, okay, tell me what you want me to do for you. It's giving me a list so that I have options to choose from. And then I will choose, because then it's still genuinely giving love, and the other partner's not feeling like, oh, well, I'm telling you to do it, so it's not genuine. You want to avoid that also. But this is teaching each other how to speak each other's love language, which is really, really great. If a person speaks Chinese and another person speaks English and they try to talk without ever having tried to learn each other's language, they're not going to communicate very well. They're not going to get any points across. It's the same thing with love languages. So learning your love language, learning your partner's love language is really, really important at having healthy relationships in life. And relationships, again, it's what it's all about. It's what we have in life. God gave us relationships, the universe, God, whatever you want to call it. We have relationships in our life to help us through tough times, to help us feel loved, and just to be there for us, to bring us joy. And so this is a really great concept, and I really highly recommend anybody and everybody you don't have to be in a relationship to learn this concept for it to benefit you. You don't have to. If you are in a relationship, this would benefit you greatly, both of you, and it's something that you can do together. So it's a journey that you can embark on together to learn each other, and just the fact that you'd both be willing to do that for each other says a lot, because you obviously care about loving your partner the best way that they need to be loved, and that you're open to it. I mean, that's a gift in itself. So I put the link below to the book on Amazon for 5 love languages, and you can also get the audio CD, which is what I did. I listened to it, and they also have 5 love languages for children. I'll go ahead and put that down below also. So if you have children, the best thing as a parent, the best gift that you can ever give your child as a parent is to learn their love language so that you can truly love them the way that they need to be loved. Especially, it can also help you really heal, because as an adult, if maybe in childhood you weren't receiving the love that you needed from your parent, if you figure out their love language, you may figure out that they really were loving you. It was just in their way. And so that can heal a lot of pain, unresolved pain. So there's just so much benefit that can come from this. No harm can come from this. It can only benefit you. So you really have nothing to lose. I really highly, highly recommend looking into this and learning your love language. At the very least, learn your love language. And embark on a journey with yourself, and enhance the relationship with yourself to find who you are, what it is that makes you feel loved, and then start having that relationship with yourself. And it can only grow from there. It can only grow outward. Having healthy relationships would solve a lot of our problems in this world if we were taught how to do that. So this is one great way to do that. If you have any questions, please post them below. If there's anything I left out and you're familiar with this, please, and you would like me to elaborate on or anything like that, just let me know, and I'd be happy to do that. But my intention is hopefully that this helps a lot of people, parents, couples, and just individuals, period, because this can benefit anybody and everybody. So hopefully this helped you guys, and happy Love Week. Hope you guys had a good Valentine's Day, and I love y'all so much. And I know I haven't been on here in a while. I've been very, very busy. I've got a lot of stuff going on, so please be patient with me. But I will share things as I can, and I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you real soon. Love y'all. Bye.